I may have been too focused on other things. It would appear my generals have been having a little too much fun while I have been dealing with real problems. The heat is indeed increasing, and it would seem that I need to cancel the effect of the spell quickly if I want to protect everything. Unfortunately, I had planned to use my generals to assist me in this process, but they are all doing their own things in their own ways. My master of illusion has been creating phantom palm trees that give no shade, leading to burned people, shadowy ice cream stands that promise the cool treat and yet deliver nothing but long, endless lines of patiently waiting patrons. The whole thing is rather humorous, I must admit, but it is not helpful in what I am trying to do at this time. It is in fact quite a problem, and I need to deal with it sooner than later. My spellcaster is being equally irritating. She has used her magic to create several storms that come and go, causing people to run for shelter from the rain, but they disappear almost as if they had never been there, leaving people looking around and confused. Her most interesting effect was causing fish to fall from the sky. This is most irritating. People did enjoy it to some extent, and I think that is probably the most annoying part. When she created a rather large wave, several knights jumped onto their shields and rode them like surfers riding a wave. The behavior of everyone is rather strange. The most human-like of my generals, Braun, known for his strength and brutish power, decided to host several contests. I must admit the sandcastle he built was most impressive. He used a rather large bucket formed from the shapeshifter. She seemed to take great delight in transforming into a variety of buckets and then allowing him to fill it with sand. These are the generals I'm forced to work with, by the way. They seem more preoccupied with games and pleasantries than conquering the world. The castle was rather large. It was easily big enough for anyone to live in, if he had left space for a room, that is. I've never seen such a large structure made out of sand. He was going to win the contest, if not for a storm summoned by the caster. It blew into it and destroyed it in a single moment. Braun didn't care any. The process of building it was what he enjoyed. He did not care whether he won that contest. He had already won several others, and it didn't matter to him in the least. The last, my shapeshifter, spent most of the time creating a variety of new games and activities for the human children to play with. The same ones who mocked me, the same ones who ridiculed me, and she had the desire to play with them. It doesn't matter, I'm not so bothered. Unlike them having fun, I've been working hard at advancing my plan. Although, I must admit, the pineapple helmet made by a blacksmith was rather interesting, as was the jester juggling flaming coconuts. I did not know coconut oil could burn. Seeing a spinning ball of fire spouting out flames was truly impressive. Whoever that jester was truly a magnificent fellow. It will be a shame when I kill him, but I will ensure they all suffer, if it's sooner than later. The heat has indeed reached a point where it is now a problem. I can no longer pretend it doesn't exist. It is rather obvious that it is real, and a real problem indeed. The heat has already reached a point where in one part of the town, the stones were burning shoes, causing them to almost burst into flames. At first, people enjoyed it for cooking eggs, but it would seem that this paradise, this beach town, is now turning into an arid wasteland. I have definitely seen several large patches of glass lying around, and they are definitely an indicator that what once was a pleasant experience is quickly turning into something else. The rivers are drying, the water is vanishing, the sand is turning into something else, and the fish are slowly cooking in the water that remains. What once was a pleasant grassland turned into a winter world is now a beach town and is once more turning into something new. I am quite confident I know what this is. Any demon that has ever lived knows what this is. We are all from the same place, after all. A place notoriously known for heat. If I see jets of flame and magma pools lying around soon, I will not be surprised. In some ways, I almost look forward to bringing that place to here, but that isn't my goal, and unfortunately, it is definitely causing problems. I'm no match for the hero. I know he can best me, even in this place. He has considerable power. I must get rid of it as soon as possible. If I don't, the hero will surely be able to use this against me. It is true enough that this is causing problems. I have just found out that the townsfolk have sent to the kingdom's capital for the healer, one known for her ability to handle any crisis. It would appear numerous people have gotten burned feet and scalded hands, and this is reaching a point where they believe the situation is getting far too out of hand. If they've called for the healer of the kingdom to come, it is quite likely that the hero will hear of it. I must clean up this mess as swiftly as possible. I cannot afford to leave anything for the hero to discover. If he does, I will be doomed.